are listening to Blood and Sun, a Vampire the Masquerade audio drama produced from actual play. Blood and Sun, Episode 2, Her Place in the Sun.
Claire feels the tickle of the sunlight across her skin. She remembers what she was told. Sunlight is dangerous. It will destroy her. She notices that she isn't in a bedroll on the floor. No, she's in a proper bed. One she knows quite well. Her own, back at her dorm room. She recognizes her comforter as hers, and realizes that the streaks of sunlight are not burning her like some kind of monster. Claire's dorm is what would be expected of a med student. Textbooks litter the floor in tall, tumbled stacks. Patty's half of the dorm is much neater. As she thinks of Patty, she can hear her friend from the bathroom singing a song, and Claire is possessed by a strong sense of déjà vu. Claire stretches and has a look around. It seems her room is just how she had left it, even down to the glasses and dirty dishes, and the leftover in and out. The smell of rotting food gets her attention, and she quickly tosses the offending bag of fast food into the trash.
Hey, are you almost ready?
Ready for what?
We're going out tonight. Remember the club?
The club?
Yeah, the new one that just opened. I know your head's full of the cardiovascular system at the moment, but could you at least try to remember the dates we set?
Sorry, I guess I just spaced on it.
Oh, Terry called.
He did? Really?
You should call him back. His number is on that post-it note next to the phone.
Oh, okay. I'll call him then, I'll get ready.
The smell lingers. Even though she threw the half-finished fast food out, its oppressive odor only seems to grow stronger.
Ugh. What is that?
Hello?
Hi Terry, it's Claire.
Oh, Claire. I just wanted to chat with you now that you're back where you belong. Keep in touch, you know?
It's good to hear from you. I was wondering what you were getting up to.
Oh, not much. Being dead and all.
Claire's stomach turns. The rotting smell intensifies, becoming something else. Something sickeningly sweet. Something that she can taste.
What do you mean? That's not funny.
I'm dead, Claire. Technically, I think you are too. It's unfortunate how we ended up. I just wanted to tell you, no matter what else happens, I don't think you should blame yourself when it comes to my death.
I don't know. I mean, that's...
No, not that I wanted to die or anything. That part is very lame, but it was outside your control.
What do you mean? Stop screwing around. Don't say that you're dead. You can't be. Dead people can't talk.
I wish that was true. Look, however it all ends, I just wanted you to know I'm still really glad that I met you.
I'm really glad I met you too. Terry, are you there?
The room becomes dark. Claire slowly realizes that she's no longer in her dorm. The luminous, malfunctioning floor beneath her feet, slick with blood, dried in places, coagulating. She realizes that she's on the dance floor of the Hail Mary. It's spotted with the silhouettes of dead bodies that litter the floor, and the lights spasm. The cord of the phone that she is holding stretches out into the darkness. The phone line cuts. A dull, monotone ring echoes. She feels something begin to tug the cord. Tension slowly being applied from the other end. More frantic now, being reeled in, pulled. Soon, it'll be snatched out of her hands. Claire yanks the phone, and for a while, she holds it. Nothing happens. Then, all of a sudden, the darkness on the other side of the floor swallows the room, and Claire with it.
Who is it?
Come on, Lick, it's Grace. Open up already.
Grace scurries in. Unlike last night, she seems to be dressed down. A hoodie, jeans, and boots.
Oh, it scared the shit out of me.
Sorry, I couldn't use the sewer entrance. It's occupied.
What does that even mean?
Doesn't matter. So, how'd you sleep?
Do we still get nightmares?
They're not that common, but it happens time to time. Why?
It doesn't matter.
Sleeping in isn't a good habit, Princess.
What time is it?
Too deep in the night for you to still be in bed. Caleb roped Dylan into showing you the basics. He's waiting for you under the pier.
Oh, jeez. I hope I didn't keep him waiting. I'll get down there. No worries.
Not that way. Weren't you listening? It's not safe.
Oh, yeah.
You'll have to go above ground. Don't worry, it's not that long of a walk.
She opens the sewer access and begins her way down the ladder, giving Claire a passing glance, a serious expression, readying herself for something.
Bye. Why is everyone like this?
With Claire's nightmare nor Grace no longer preoccupying her thoughts, she notices a distinct hunger welling up inside her. Claire already has an idea of what it would take to sate this hunger. She exits the pump house. Surprisingly, the house rests on the edge of a modest graveyard. A small church attached to the grounds looms on the opposite side. There are not many people around, and those that are seem less than friendly to Claire. A block or two away, she can hear the Miami nightlife. Perhaps someone there can direct her toward the pier. The crowd here is large and gathered around the entrance of various venues and dives, smoking, drinking, and reveling. She realizes that she may not exactly blend in. Claire's current outfit, while passable at a glance, still consists of her bloodied clothes from the other night, only slightly hidden by an oversized teal blazer that isn't hers. She puts herself against a wall and tries not to be noticed, not to be seen. As she does, she feels something she felt before when talking to the cabbie the other night. She feels unseen, as if she were behind a thin veil. None of the club-goers are paying her any mind, not even a stray glance as they pass. She waits till an inebriated man apart from the others comes near enough to grab and gets his attention.
Where'd you come from, Missy? Didn't see you there.
I need some directions. Could you help me out?
Sure thing, miss. I can help you out. They call me Mr. Directions.
Yeah. I just need to get to the South Point Pier from here.
Yeah, it's 2 blocks that way.
Thanks.
Wait, Missy, you got a smoke?
Yeah,
Claire instinctively reaches into the blazer's pockets before she remembers that it isn't hers. She'd find no pack of cigarettes there. But she does find something else. Paper. Square. Removing it reveals a paper napkin from the Plymouth Hotel. the numbers 401 scribbled onto it.
No, I'm fresh out.
All right, whatever, miss.
2 blocks east, and she finds herself in familiar surroundings. As she nears, a singular silhouette stands where she met Caleb last night.
Finally! What took you so long?
I got kind of lost. Still lost, really.
You know, some people really care about punctuality. Try to be on time.
No one told me I had to meet with anyone in the first place.
Of course they didn't. Caleb asked me to show you the basics. I've wasted a quarter of my night already, so let's get a move on.
Yeah, okay.
So, do you know what clan you are?
Clan?
Great. A social cative. You'll figure it out sooner or later. I assume you know what you need to drink?
Blood?
Right. There's a few different ways of getting what we need.
Generally, you knock some unlucky guy on the back of his head, bite into his neck, and call it a night. You do it right, and he wakes up the next day with a nasty hangover. If you fuck up, you tear someone's throat out, leave a stiff laying around. That's bad for everyone. Self-control is key. So, that's what we are going to start with.
Start with?
Dylan walks out from under the opposite end of the pier, escaping the deeper shadows under it. He gestures for Claire to follow, and she does. The pair continue down the dark beach in silence, until they begin to near a bonfire, surrounded by a noisy crowd of partygoers. Dylan slows his pace to walk beside Claire.
All right, these are easy pickings. If you do it right, it will just look like 2 lovebirds getting intimate.
I'm not some floozy, okay? This kind of stuff doesn't exactly come easy to me.
Everyone has a preferred approach. I'm sure you'll find yours soon enough. But for now, this is a pretty easy way of getting it. It's how I do it.
Fine.
See that guy there? He looks drunk enough. Probably wouldn't even notice that you smell fucking horrible. You don't need to smooth talk him. Just move right up. Bite right in. Don't overthink it. Let your instincts take over.
You sure he's not going to freak out?
Only if you fuck up. So just don't fuck up.
Claire feels the hunger well up inside her as she approaches the man Dylan singled out as an easy target. She keeps her eyes set on him as he wanders away from the bonfire. She closes distance, and the partygoer notices her silhouette.
Hey, where'd you come from?
Just going for a walk on the beach.
Well, you walked into a party, babe. Want some Jack?
I guess it wouldn't hurt.
He outstretches his arm, offering a half-empty bottle of whiskey. She takes the opening to move closer, and so does he.
Whoa.
For just a moment, Claire's mind drifts. She finds herself thinking of the arteries in his neck, the surrounding musculature. She pushes her medical knowledge away from the front of her mind and bites into his neck. The life flows from him and into her. It is a sweet nectar unlike any she's ever had. Traces of it perhaps lingered from her victim last night, but not like this. In this brief moment of ecstasy, Claire loses herself. She tastes the presence of oblivion itself, dancing beyond this man. His very essence being pulled into her, and she pulls herself away. She finds herself again.
You're cold, babe.
The man falls away dazed. He rests on the beach, at first leaning heavily to one side before finally using the bottle he was holding as a pillow. Its contents spills into the sand. Claire looks at him with a mix of pity and regret. Dylan leads Claire back under the pier where their misadventures began that night.
Whoa! I was afraid I'd have to pull you off him for a second. But good job.
How often do I gotta do this?
As often as you need. It varies a lot, kindred to kindred. Hell, I know a guy who feeds twice a night. But hey, that probably isn't the case with you.
I hope not.
You can figure out how you want to feed on your own time. I'm not here to workshop that with you. Just know that animal blood, bagged blood, tastes like shit. Most can't stomach it, but you can give it a shot if you're curious.
I don't know. That somehow sounds worse.
You're telling me. I've seen it 100 times. Some new fledgling thinks, oh, I'm not gonna hurt any humans. Yeah, right. That lasts for like a month, max. It's overrated. Cherry boy over here, he'll be fine. Probably.
Good. Anything else I should know?
Well, we're pretty much immortal, but not completely.
Fire's bad. Guns too. The sun's real bad news. Don't drink another kindred's blood. Definitely don't drain another kindred. Kill him in self-defense if you have to, but diablerie is a different story.
Got it. That all?
Caleb wanted to see you, but no rush. He's at a scrapyard on North Bay Road. Has his name on it. Can't miss it. Oh, maybe take a shower first.
Right, and where the hell would I do that?
Not my problem.
She watches as Dylan leaves, his duty to Caleb completed well enough in his mind. Alone on the moonlit beach. Claire paces into the night. She wanted her things back. Her clothes, ID, and money would make everything so much easier to handle. But how would she go about getting it all back from the police? She's likely a missing person. Could it be as simple as walking in and giving a statement? What if they detain her? What if they detain her till she becomes hungry again? She reaches again into the pocket of the blazer she wears and looks again at the napkin found there. Plymouth Hotel, 401. Maybe that stranger could help. He helped the other night, albeit reluctantly. She buttons up the blazer, covering her blood-stained shirt the best she could, and within a few more steps, makes her choice. She will seek out the blonde kindred and ask for his help. The streets at this hour are sparsely populated. Occasionally, drunk couples shuffle by, and drunker men bumble onward alone. Twisting and turning down the sidewalk, they disappear around corners, into venues, down alleys, passing out next to their lost supper. After some time, Claire gets the distinct feeling that she is being followed. She makes use of the glass storefronts to catch a glimpse of her tail. A blue Ford Bronco. The salty, humid Floridian air hasn't been kind to it, but you can only make out a silhouette behind the wheel. Silhouettes. The Bronco is at capacity. She debates whether to get a better look at the passengers or to duck away into a side alley. She opts for the latter, but as she does, the Bronco turns, going down a different street. The Plymouth Hotel is one of the more expensive options in Miami. Claire knows because when her and Patty were searching, they both balked at the price. Standing before it now, its slick Art Deco design leads the eye upward towards a tall center structure, a spire stabbing at the night sky. Its pristine white finish completes the upper-class aesthetic. Careful not to linger and practicing more of a confident stride that would tell anyone who was curious that she knew where she was going. She did know where she was going. 4th floor, room 1, and she makes it there with little issue. The smooth, soundless elevator ride deposits her into the liminal halls of the 4th floor, and to her immediate right is room number 1. The door opens as far as the chain lock allows, which isn't much, but enough to see the sliver of a man's face. A man decidedly different than the one she was expecting. Not the young blonde from the alley, but a dark brunette peppered with gray hairs, more rugged, possibly in his 40s or 50s.
Hey, I might have the wrong room. Do you know a blonde guy about this tall?
Don't move. You hear that? Do you know what that is?
Yes, I sure do.
Now step inside. Real slowly. Don't try anything funny.
Of course not.
It's a corner room, with a good view of the streets below. In front of either window is a telescope of some kind trained at ground level. And next to one of the windows is a long-barreled rifle, with a sizable scope attached. He takes a step toward Claire.
Tell me where you found that blazer.
I was in an alley. He helped me. He gave me this blazer to cover, well, this mess. Then he left. I didn't catch his name.
How did you find this room?
I found this note on a napkin in the pocket.
God fucking damn it, Rory. All right. Have a seat in the other room.
Yeah, sure.
He steps past her, his posture more relaxed now, but the shotgun's still in his hand. He helps himself to the liquor cabinet and pours a tall glass of whiskey. Taking a seat on the bed, he motions with his glass for Claire to sit in the chair across from him.
So you're Claire, that shovelhead he saved?
Yeah. Do you have to call me that?
I told him it was a mistake.
What?
Normally, if someone finds the hotel room, it means my position's been made. It's a shoot and move deal. Since Rory went out of his way to save you, it may not be the greatest idea to kill you in cold blood.
Yeah, I'd appreciate that.
So, while it's not the most entertaining way for either of us to spend our evening, we're gonna wait here till Rory shows up.
Is he like your boss?
Yeah, you could say that.
As the man nurses the whiskey in front of Claire, it occurs to her. His healthy pallor, a small cut on his neck from shaving this morning, a line of red. His sweat. This man is alive, in the conventional sense. A mortal. A kind.
You're human. So, how does that work?
You know what a ghoul is? It's a human who's been fed the blood of one of your kind. That blood makes us stronger, tougher. We age slower, live longer. That blood also makes us compelled to follow the orders of the one who fed us.
So, wait. You can go and do stuff for him during the day?
Yeah, that's usually one of the arrangements. I'm not exactly at liberty to discuss the specifics. It's a privacy thing.
Oh, I don't mean to intrude, but I need to get a new set of clothes. The mall isn't exactly open this late. Do you think you'd be able to help me with that?
If Rory says it's okay, I could do that. It's just things like that. They're favors usually. Boons.
Oh.
Even minor stuff like that.
If there's something I can do, I'd be willing to help. I just don't have much right now.
I'll be straight with you. You were better off with the Anarchs. That's the shallow end of the pool. Finding this hotel room, getting involved with Rory, that's the deep end. And it's far too late to back out now.
I see.
Look, I'm not saying Rory's a bad guy or, well, he's just...
Honey, I'm home.
We're not alone.
Hey.
What the hell are you doing here?
Well...
Nick, what the hell is she doing here?
She came to...
I wanted to return your jacket, and I also need some help.
I sent you to the Anarchs specifically so I wouldn't have to babysit. You seemed to understand that last night. Did you even meet them?
Yeah, I did, and they seemed to share your opinion. I guess they were kind of helpful, but they seem too wrapped up in their own stuff to actually help me, or...
Well, it's not exactly like I have a plethora of free time on my hands either, dear.
The police cleared out my hotel room. I don't have anything.
Hey, watch it.
I don't have any money or even ID. It was all in my clutch. I want to get it back, but I figured walking into a police station might not be a great idea.
You're right. That's a horrible idea. Police stations are Camarilla territory, my people. If they see you poking around there, a missing person no less, that would be close enough to a masquerade breach for them to bump you off. I suppose it's a good thing you came here instead.
Rory walks across the room to the small office area. In the wall is a safe. He punches in a code and retrieves something from inside.
Here, catch.
This is a lot of money.
And if it will get you out of my hair, forget about it. Nothing owed. About your things in police evidence, though, I could provide those if you did something for me.
Yeah, of course. What can I do for you?
You've met Caleb, yes?
Briefly?
He is currently preoccupied with a particular situation that I want more information about.
So, you want me to spy on what he's doing?
Winner, winner, chicken dinner. Yes, I want you to spy on him for me.
What does that entail?
Approach Caleb and ask if you can do work for him. You're a fledgling, and it's expected of you to build your reputation and earn some favors owed, so he won't find it suspect.
That sounds reasonable. What exactly am I looking for?
Caleb's the de facto leader of the Anarchs of Miami Beach, or what's left of it. Right now, Caleb has an uninvited guest, Sheriff Maxwell. Maxwell has spent the better part of a decade putting boot to face, Caleb's face. Their history doesn't exactly put them on speaking terms, but things have changed recently.
Rory, we shouldn't get into...
It's fine. Trust me. Look, I won't bore you with the politics of it yet, darling, but there's a chance our dear sheriff and poor Caleb may open negotiations. Unlikely as it is, I just need to know if and when that happens. If you do that for me, I'll give you your things.
All right. It's a deal then. How can I get in contact with you?
Return here. We'll let you know when we change rooms. Nick will pass on any information you have to me. Won't you, Nick?
Yeah, sure thing.
All right. You got it, Rory.
Rory holds out his hand to shake, and Claire takes it. His grip is solid, and his skin just as cold and dead as her own.
For now, it'd be best if you leave. Nick and I have some matters to discuss.
Of course, right.
Claire leaves the Plymouth Hotel, now worried that she's enlisted into whatever Machiavellian motions are taking place in the undead underside of Miami. Hopefully she wasn't in too deep already. She follows the directions Dylan gave her to find Caleb's place. It leads her away from the nicer parts of town, away from the Plymouth Hotel, the clubs, and the beach, and into the more casual, mundane parts of the city. The streets become quieter, calmer, darker, Claire realizes how alone she is, walking along the silent streets at this hour. A priest of a nearby church gives her a polite wave as she passes, and he unlocks the door to his parish. Claire hesitates, but returns an awkward halfway from across the street. The priest, an older man, smiles before disappearing into his church. Claire has never been the most religious person, but her mind drifts to Sunday services as a child, and the golden crucifix she still wears around her neck, a gift from her grandmother all those years ago. The thought is fleeting, but she grabs it. If her soul was ever in need of prayer, it was now. Inside the modest chapel, the priest is nowhere to be seen. All the candles are lit, lending to a calming atmosphere. 8 rows of pews line either side. An aisle leads toward a podium that stands before an altar, upon which is perched a cross. Claire sits in one of the back pews. She's already feeling a tad uneasy. She waits for a moment in contemplation before she bows her head. She doesn't know what to pray for, how to even begin to ask for help. Getting out alive is likely too much to ask for now, but if ever were there to be a miracle, it would be here.
Your heart is in pain, child, is it not?
Sorry,
I'm Father Cameron, the priest of this chapel. And you?
I think I should get going. Sorry, Father, I didn't have much time.
Are you sure you would not like to stay for a confession? Won't you seek penance, child? Whatever has driven you here has weighed heavy on your soul, I can tell.
Yes, Father, I suppose you're right.
Genesis 9:6. Whoever sheds the blood of man, by man shall his blood be shed. For God made man in his own image.
Father?
Your kind kills to live, child. Sorrow and death follow you wherever you go. Allow me to deliver your last rites.
The doors to the church swing open, and outside, parked on the curb, is a rusted blue Ford Bronco. 4 men filled the doorway, silhouetted against the night. Claire can see that they are armed.
Thank you for listening to Blood and Sun, a Vampire the Masquerade audio drama produced from actual play, starring Reddus as Claire, Kat Murray as Patricia, Jacob Rochek as Terry, Ash Albiniak as Grace, The White Shadow as Dylan, Maria Corcovado as The Beast, Merrick as Nick, Elk as Rory, Ray O'Hare as Father Cameron. Edited by Dallas Welk. Original music composed by Zach Amory. Written by AMAC and Reddus. And directed by AMAC. Blood and Sun is an unofficial fan project made possible via Paradox Interactive's Dark Pack licensing agreement, which allows fan projects like Blood and Sun to exist. Portions of the materials are the copyrights and trademarks of Paradox Interactive AB and are used with permission. All rights reserved. For more information, please visit worldofdarkness.com. Blood and Sun is produced by Dead Set Media. For more information, visit deadsetmedia.com and support the project via Patreon at patreon.com/deadsetmedia. Keep up with Blood and Sun by visiting vampirebs.com. Tune in next time for episode 3, Faith and Failure. See you soon, Lick.